Did you know that Christians have been deifying and worshiping Jesus for 2,000 years, despite the fact that Jesus never claimed to be divine or claimed to be a God? Did you know that Jesus preached over and over again that he was only the messenger of God? Welcome to another episode of Answering Christianity. Today, our discussion regarding the alleged divinity of Jesus continues. Last episode, we have presented clear and irrefutable biblical evidence that the disciples of Jesus only considered him to be a prophet of God. Today, we are going to examine some biblical evidence that proves that Jesus never claimed to be divine or claimed to be a God. In fact, Jesus preached the complete opposite. Let's take a look at some of these verses. In Mark 10:17-18, as Jesus was on his way, a man ran up to him and said, "Good teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life?" And Jesus said to him, "Why do you call me good? No one is good but God." This is a clear declaration from Jesus himself that he is not God. And if there wasn't any other evidence except this one, it should be enough. But let's take a look at more evidence here. And in the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verses 8, 9, and 10, the story is told about how Jesus was taken by the Spirit, meaning the angel, into the wilderness to be tested and tempted by Satan. It reads, "The devil took him to a very high mountain and showed him all the kingdoms of the world and their splendor. Satan said, 'All this I will give to you if you bow down and worship me.' Jesus replied, 'Away from me, Satan, for it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him alone.'" So here are some very logical questions. If Jesus was God, as Christians claim, why would God be tested and tempted by Satan, one of his own creations? And if Jesus was God, as Christians claim, is Satan so dumb to go to God and ask him to bow down and worship him? And why would Satan offer to give God all the kingdoms of the worlds when it already belongs to God? And if Jesus was God, as Christians claim, why did he say to Satan, "Away from me, I will not bow down to you, because it is written, worship the Lord your God and serve him alone"? For the second time, Jesus clearly declared that he is not God and that he only worships the one and only true God worthy of worship, God the Father, and also confirmed by many other biblical verses. For example, in Matthew 6:9, Jesus taught people how to pray to God. He said, "This is how you should pray. Our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be your name." And in Matthew 26:39, going a little further, Jesus fell with his face to the ground and prayed, "My Father, if it is possible, may this cup of suffering be taken away from me." And in Luke 22:42, the same story was told. Jesus fell down on his knees and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, please take this cup of suffering away from me." And in Matthew 26:46, and in Matthew 27:46, and in Mark 15:34, when he was about to die on the cross, Jesus cried in a loud voice, "Eli, Eli, lema sabachthani?" My God, why have you forsaken me?" So at last, if Jesus was a God, as Christians claim, why was he praying to God? Does a God worship another God? And the biblical verses refuting the alleged divinity of Jesus are abundant. So stay tuned for the next episode while we examine more evidence. Thank you for watching.